To see you. Thanks for coming on in. Let's see what we got going on. How are we all doing? Great to see you. Oh my goodness, Jamaica. What is food in Jamaica? What is but God, but God. Hey, everybody, welcome on in. Our CEO, we're going to chat it up live tonight, as soon as you come in. And if you're listening to the replay, you want to give a thumbs up. Let me know that you're here, or it is perfectly fine if all you have is just your time to listen. I really appreciate you. Thank you and welcome in. And so you might have seen by my title, who knows if I'm going to change it, but it's like Jamaica. What's this? Jamaica. We're still in the run ins, right? We're still run ins, as they say, cool run ins, but we have dealt a lot with the storms and building back, and people are just trying to, put their lives back together. But definitely want to say hello. Joyful Julie 2.0, what's up? Come on in. Oh my goodness, Julie, I just feel like just doing talk show style tonight. Can't turn on no camera, no camera. But may I tell you, Jamaica is God bless. You hear me? We've been through a lot. We've been through the storm and we still, you liquid down and we bounce right back. Where them say you liquid down, you pick we up and we bounce right back. We have no choice but to bounce right back. Hoping that you are doing well. I was able to catch some of the videos, and the internet is coming back for you guys coming in or watching this on the replay. Talking a little bit about, the storm and what happened in Jamaica, and people are still needing help, but I'm glad the help is coming. There was one place that I thought that I said nobody goes up to out of Newmarket up into Kilmarnock. You ever heard of Kilmarnock? Well, I've spent summers in Kilmarnock because that's where my grandparents, that's where they come from. And so on the tick on the talk, I went over there and I decided to punch in something about Kilmarnock, and a few things popped up. So they were hit pretty hard too. And I'm glad that folks were able to go up and bring them some support. How is that for you, Julie? Are you guys getting the support that you need? How is that coming along? Oh, you know of Kilmarnock? I didn't know anybody knew of Kilmarnock. I just had no idea. Just knowing, spending, going to Newmarket, I thought that was the most popular. And then you have to drive up into Kilmarnock. And then I saw where the school, someone gifted the school a generator, and I saw a lot of the homes with the missing roofs and everything. And then the Moravian church was, oh my goodness. And I know that church. So all of that thing, the last time I was up in Kilmarnock was about 10 years ago. 10 years ago, 2015, 10 years ago. So it's been a minute. But I see that we're bouncing back. People are helping each other, the community. I'm thankful and grateful for what's being done. With some of our very popular entertainers and athletes. They are giving back. Our regular people in the community are giving back. They are doing as much as they can. They're folks from, Canada, England, and all over the world. And those of us outside of Jamaica in the diaspora, right, are all sending love and support to Jamaica. So, yes, it might have been a hard hit. Yes, we went through a hard time there. But I'm telling you, God is able. And when I say we, I have family members that were devastated by this. But I'm thankful and grateful that I hear more to people them saying, we have life, we have life. So I want to big up to people who kept us in tune. Joyful Julie, thank you. You kept us in tune. You let us know what was going on with you. And even when the internet wasn't so good, you were still able to come and tell us, what was going on down in the Westmoreland area. Throp, he did an amazing job by, letting us know what was happening. Throp, for you guys who, THROP, if you want to check him out. he definitely did keep us up to date, and he still does that. So I know parts of Negril might have gotten back some electricity, but they still have a long ways to go because so many homes and businesses were destroyed, and that also affects the economy. Now, what I've noticed on the other platforms, it's that there have been a lot of commercials for Jamaica, to return to come and visit Jamaica. So the algorithm is just, it's all over the place. They're really pushing tourism because it's not all of the island that's been damaged. But of course, there's certain places like Montego Bay that also took a hit. So, but yes, guys, so just to let you know, I've been seeing a lot of ads on going to Jamaica because of the damage. It's a large percentage of the economy depends on tourism. So yes, they're saying don't cancel your flights based on where you're going. You call ahead, you get the information, and they're really looking for the money to pour back into the country itself. So yeah, it's a lot of things that's happening. One of the concerns too, it's the schooling for the children. A lot of the schools were destroyed. One of the little boys up in Kilmarnock, they were saying, okay, so what's going on with your school? Somewhere in St. Elizabeth, yeah. And he was saying where his school was, but the school was also destroyed. So I'm hoping that they will be able, now that they have more, internet that's going in, that they'll be able to have some form of schooling for the children there in Jamaica where, we had the devastation. So I'm just really hoping that, yeah. Um, all right. So Joyful Julie said, I was in Negril last night up the beach, no power. Yes, they said something further up. I think Travelers may have it because I know he had he has they have a generator. I know they had a generator during the storm, but they're saying up on the cliffs. So maybe further up doesn't have electricity. So people are still, are still, they're still planning for folks to come on in. And so also the other side of it, there are other concerns, after a storm or anything like that. There's some concerns about communicable diseases and so forth. So they're just asking people to just be very careful and make sure that you're washing your hands and drinking clean water, and try to stay away from foods or anything that might be contaminated. So yes, there's public health concerns, and I've been on a few calls with the Ministry of Health where they're like Zoom calls, and so they spoke about quite a few things. So some of these things are to be expected, but once again, guys, just keep continuing, keep supporting, and also the bloggers there. Let me get back to that now because I'm telling you, I've seen a lot of YouTubers, those I didn't even know that they existed. They are the ones who really kept us informed. And I'm now liking the Williams family. Julie, do you know of them? The Williams family. There's one that's called is it Jamaica Walk By or One Love Jamaica? Ever Blessed Travel is out there. Let us know what's happening. Quite a few of them. And of course, the one on Cola Smith TV, right? On Cola Smith. I love when he say you understand. What is he saying? I love it when he's saying you understand. And so yeah, we're gonna talk a little bit about Cola Smith. Cola Smith has been out there doing his thing. Okay, West End has it. Yeah. So Cola Smith, okay, so we saw when he he went into one part of Westmoreland. The people were just very enthusiastic. They were eager to, to say, "Hey, Cola Smith is in town. Let's see what he got for us." And so, yeah, that was a. But they have to understand, people who haven't had water and food in a while, they're just gonna make sure, like, listen, want to make sure that we get a bag. And so we saw that and that was a few weeks ago. So somebody may say that the old news, but the thing was, what really got me was this: he was able to give to the people who need it the most. And yes, it could have been different. Yes, people could have been in an orderly line, but boy, some people I make sure say, "Hey, them I get them bug," and stuff like that happened. And then when he went into another place, I think it was called Darliston, is it? He went into another place, and there he was more prepared. He was more prepared of he and his team, of how they supported the community, and they went all the way up into that area. The people were very orderly, and I know that video. I think that video was about an hour and 45 something, because I was on my treadmill and I'm like, I'm going to watch this whole thing. So it kept me going. So, yeah, big up to Cola Smith TV for the work that he and his team, the work that they are doing, and what he's choosing, how he's choosing to spend his time. Now, I remember I was on one of his lives and I asked about the Darliston, yes. I asked him about the clinics. And he said, "Well, so he saw my comment." And I was like, "What? He saw my comment?" Ah, no. And he was like, "Well, I guess they're just dealing with certain things. But what I wanted to know was if the clinics were damaged, because there's a bunch of nurses. We are galvanizing nurses waiting to be cleared by the Ministry of Health to say when we can come into Jamaica. Now, we really, from what we understand, we have one person who's on the ground, and she is in closer to the Black River area. And she said, it's not, we may see things on television, but when you see this with your eyes, I think she's up in the Silo area. Julie, you've heard of Silo? And she said, what we see on television cannot compare with what you see with the natural eyes, the devastation, the foliage, everything that was nice, beautiful, and green is just dry, as almost if something decimated the whole area. And so even for her family home, where part of the roof is missing, and no electricity, no running water, buildings that were destroyed. And, I'm just thinking it's just so devastating, not knowing also if your family members were okay. But when she got there, they were fine. It's just that part of the home has been destroyed. So a lot of people. All right, guys, I don't know if I'm still here. Something happened. It is almost as if I went off. Just let me know if you guys can hear me. Hi, come on in, guys. Let me know something knocked off our broadcast. Welcome on in. It's RN to CEO, recognizing you need to nurture yourself and your business. Yes, I don't know. The whole thing just went blank. Everything went blank. I am not certain what happened. Hi, Miss TT Mix Vlogs. Hey, how are you? I was on your page. I can't recall if I had commented, but I did watch something, and we'll be back. Thank you for coming in back. And this is the thing that I'm saying, that based upon everything that has happened in Jamaica, I'm seeing where community is important, where people come together and they're helping each other. There's a part of me that felt kind of, like some people well, one of the things I want to say, some people are saying they're feeling as if they have survivor's guilt, because they've gone down, they were on the ground, and then they're back. And so the mental side of it, there's some folks who are having some issues right now. And I'm saying, my God, if someone who's just visiting there for a couple of days and experience what they experienced, much less those who went through it, right, Julie? Those who lived through it that whole night, who did not even sleep. And from what I'm understanding, the sounds and everything else. And so I don't want to trigger anybody by going over it too much, but I'm just saying that, folks, a lot of support is going to be needed, especially with mental health, and also for the children themselves. They're going to need it. The parents are going to need it. And I've had people say, you know what, me no need no mental health. I've heard that quite a few times. But these things will creep back up on you. And I'm just hoping and praying that the right people can get the support that's needed, and the right professionals. And when I say professionals, those who are professional about information that's shared, that they will be able to get the support that's needed. I was speaking about one off, pretty much. Nurses, we got together, a few nurses, we got together, and we have an initiative where we will be coming into Jamaica and looking to be assigned to, it could be one of their hospitals or clinic, but we are working with the Ministry of Health. And Jamaica does things by the books, guys. You can't just step in. Some people will think, oh, I'm a nurse and I want to volunteer. I'm a doctor. I'm this. I'm a therapist. I want to volunteer. Jamaica is very strict with a lot of those things. In order for us to come down there and volunteer in the medical mission, we have to go through the Ministry of Health. And there are certain things that they request. And if they aren't fulfilled, you are not going through, okay? You can go and visit, but they don't know about you, because if your information, and some people will ask me, and just in case, if there's a family member or somebody, I'll probably do a short little video on it. They're asking about how can they volunteer in Jamaica if you are a medical worker, or you're a nurse, or you work in the health field, and you feel that there's something that you can give back, and you don't have to be a nurse. There are other people who are support staff, because let's say you go with a medical mission, there's sometimes they're going to need people who are going to support and put in certain data, not too much of sensitive things, just numbers. Right. So we have people who do that. We have people who are able to support us with logistics and so forth. So there are people who always say they want to, go to Jamaica, or they want to volunteer. And in this particular case, there's certain things that they will need. They'll need your professional license. If you have a professional license, they will need that. They need letters of recommendations. Oh yeah, they need letters of recommendations. They need your passport. They need your ID, and some of the things they may, your degrees. Oh yeah, and they will need them. Like notarized. So there are lots of things signed and notarized. There are lots of things they'll need, and sometimes it's even more, right? Because it's considered, you'll get a work permit. You're coming in, although you're a volunteer. So sometimes too, people will say, "Well, why is it taking so long? Why is that happening?" They really need to know who is coming into the country, where you're going to be, just in case something were to happen, they can trace all of that. So there's some things that you may not see with, in the naked eye, in words, in a way. What I'm saying, some people say, well, can I just go down and do this and do that? They also collect a lot of stats. So it seems like a lot of red tape, bureaucracy. Some people say, oh, that's a little bit too much. No, there are those of us who understand they need to do what needs to be done. In the meantime, when we spoke about the different YouTubers who are supported, some of them are brand new. There's some folks I've never seen them before, but they were out on their bicycles. They were asking for help. There were people who, right now, I am telling you guys what's happening. When it comes to donations, people are saying, from what I'm hearing, I heard it through the grapevine. Well, a lot of people are saying they're donating their money where they can see things going into the hands of people. All right. I did not make that up. Thank you for coming in, guys. Did you give a thumbs up? You can double tap on the screen. So there were people who were saying that oh, the live came back. It gave me a brand new live. Wow. I don't know what happened, but it gave me a brand new live, guys. Um, so what they're saying is that they want to give they want to give their money, they want to place their money in the hands of people who they see who are doing the work. And folks are really, truly serious about that. And if it's not with a reputable organization, it's going to take a lot for people to trust. But no matter what the difficulties folks might be going through, people are still giving. People are still finding a way to give. Now, one of the YouTubers came out, a couple of them actually, and made some statements based upon donations. If you are going to donate something, guys, give something. If it's lightly worn, meaning that it doesn't have holes in it and it doesn't have stains, and you can just wash them and make sure it's clean what's being donated. Not to say people on my live are donating things, but you want to give things that people will themselves, you would want to wear. Yes, Miss Julie, absolutely. People will support they love the transparency. Because let me tell you, there's some other things that we do on the holiday season here, and people are like, nah, they're sending their money elsewhere because of what's happening right now. People are serious with their money. It's even if you don't have a whole lot, just a few dollars will make a difference, and together it makes a huge difference. So people are supported. Why would it be? I have had people saying, oh, I'm giving to Cola Smith TV, and there's some say, oh, I'm going to give to this one because I like the work that they're doing. And that's a beautiful thing, because people want to feel as if they're a part of something. I've heard people say, oh, I don't want to ask for money and this and that. You don't even have to ask for money. There are many things that you could do, and people will want to be a part of it, and folks will want to support it when they can. Not everybody may be able to support right away, but there are those who will support when they can, when they're able to do it. And so that gives people an opportunity to be part of something. And so that's what we're finding out. So right now we're seeing people who are packing the containers. There's a list of the toiletries and the things that will be needed. And also, I was on a call with the Minister of Health, and they were suggesting that when people are sending things, send some of these things like the Clorox wipe, the Lysol wipes, or those things that can help to make sure the surfaces are clean. So we're sending food and all those other things, but of course they may have to put it in something different, so it's not wrapped up or taste or smell like the food. So people are going to people are going to have to. No, in other words, I'm just going to say people just give where you want to. There's nothing wrong with that. And yes, being transparent. And that's what I'm hearing on this end here in the States. Nope, may I give my money here? So may I give to this? May I give to that? I mean, I had calls left and right because what was happening, guys, there were people who don't traditionally give like that. They were calling trying to find out organizations to give their money to. How crazy is that? In a good way, right? So there are people who want to give. Small YouTubers like myself who give is not recognized because we don't give big. But Miss Julie, it's the small things. It's the small things that people will and the blessings come from it. The blessing comes, and I've seen where blessing comes back to your family members, to your loved ones. And so even though we may not be on the big scale that, oh, it can be seen and all of these things, people want to see the transparency, and that's why we love Colaz Smith. People like to see when you are able to do, and when I'm able to do even more, because now it even have me reconsidering, like, okay, what am I going to do when the resources, people are looking, say, okay, this is quarter 4, Christmas is coming, or if they have funds coming in before the year end, people are looking to see what they want to do with that. So that's a big part of giving. People will see those who are really truly making an effort. So we got to big up, I big you up too, Miss Julie. Joyful Julie 2.0. Yes, yes, you're blessed. Once God has kept you and your family members, you have nothing. I have no complaints because he has kept me, he has kept us. And so that's how we have to, we have to look at it. So, yeah, I want to personally thank you for you being a blessing to others. And that's a beautiful thing when you are blessed, is to be a blessing to each other. That young man, I don't know his name, but I saw him on TikTok. He had forgotten about himself. He was just saying, I'm just out here. He said, send what you can, send prayers. And he was on his bike, putting things on it, getting it to people. And today I saw him on TikTok somewhere. What am I doing on TikTok? But I saw him. I had my break, my 20 minutes, and I said, all right, let's see if I can hit all the social medias that I need to do within that time. And he was saying, you know what, guys, I've been so busy. He had stock up food and other things for himself. He said, I've been so busy and I forgot about myself. Because either he was just living out of his car and, a little place where he had the little tarpaulin and stuff. And he was like, he just realized that, hey, he did this for everyone else. But guess what? People are blessing him. People are blessing his GoFundMe. People saw the work that he was doing because it wasn't just about him. He said, I want to send help. The people that need help, send help. If you can't send help, send prayers. And he was out on his little bike and he was there, just making sure that he could connect with the people. And so these are the small YouTubers who are giving back. Julie, I saw you do this before the storm. I saw you giving back then and even now. And so that's how the blessings of God, people don't forget that. That's how the blessings of God will come upon you and your family. The reason why we like to see Colaz Smith TV, he's going up into areas that, boy, I don't know how him and the iron driver and the truck and all of them get up there, but they found a way and they show us. And let me tell you guys, when we see this, for me, if you notice during the whole storm thing, I think I only did one video about Melissa because that thing really knocked me out in such a way because I saw how it affected people and I just felt drained from it. But one of the beautiful things about the YouTubers who are able to go into the different areas, you know what it gave us? It gave us hope. It gave us hope, guys. For me to see when you guys turn, Miss Julie, I was on your your channel, and even when the video was so blurry. I couldn't, it would be in and out. You still found the time. And I was trying to find out if you were using Digicel because I used to top up other people's phones when Miss Donna used to do that. So I was like, oh my God. But your thing had gone off, the video. And then I saw now maybe the system is back a little bit. So when we started seeing the videos and when Throp went driving through parts of Negril and Westmoreland, it gave us hope, even though we saw how traumatized the people were. We would just know, oh my God, there's hope. There's another friend who sent me an article he wrote about their family home in Petersfield, and I remember going to a clinic in Petersfield when we did one of our missions there. And so those are the things I'm like, oh my God, what's going on with the clinics? I think we probably more than likely have to get in contact with Ministry of Health to find out, how damaged they were and what's needed. So when you guys turn on your camera, just know that it gives us hope. It gave me hope. It made me just wanted to, one day I was just out, just knocked me out. I was like, oh my God, I can't cry anymore. I have to do something. And so just turning on the cameras and seeing it, it gave us hope. It shows community. It shows that we own nothing. We come here without anything. We accumulate some stuff while we're here, but then when we leave it all. And that's one of the big lessons in this. So, what do you do in the meantime? What do you do in the meantime while everything else is going on? The materialistic things. It makes me also just want to, I've been feeling like that for a couple of years. I don't want a lot of furniture. I don't want a lot of stuff. Just a table, a chair, a sofa. Do we have to have all of these things? you know, um, One of the things I find the hardest to get rid of are my books. Oh my goodness. It's one of the hardest things to do to get rid of books. And I don't know how I'm going to do that. I don't know how, so but the downsizing and other things. So when I look at it mostly now, one of the big concerns people are saying that, they're rebuilding the houses, but they're rebuilding them with wood, and it's not cement, and the top should be deck, meaning it should be cement and all of that stuff with steel and everything like that. But I think what's happening right now, just need a roof over their heads. They just need something to keep the water off of them. And I see all these different, we would call them our celebrities, who are buying zinc and wood and doors and windows, whatever that's needed just for something. Because just to think, a parent, you don't have any place to lay your head, and even that of your children. My God, we're resilient. So even we say what happened, what is food Jamaica? Things happen, Miss Jamaica, Miss Universe fall off of the stage. I said the blood of Jesus, my God. But these things, they do happen. They do happen. And it just so happens we got hit. Jamaica got hit with that category 5. And it totally destroyed a large part of, I guess it's called the western side. But we are thankful and grateful that more lives were not lost. And the thing right now is just to focus on those who are still there, because the medical concerns, of course, the public health concerns, yes, but also those who have chronic conditions. There are people who chronic conditions when it comes to diabetes and heart issues and all other sorts of things, hoping that they will be able to get to their local clinic and what state that is. I think the longer that, since this has been going on, I feel that they're bringing some things up to par. Say, I think Black River, they have a field hospital, and I think Trelawney also. Yes, Miss Julia, I heard about that. That if you don't own the land, you can't put concrete on it. So that's a whole nother thing. I think in the next couple of months, we're going to see some things happening. Miss TT Mix Vlog said, family is from St. Elizabeth and it's terrible there, but I trust in God. It's all going to be well. Yes, I was just saying, my family members are from Kilmarnock. Have you ever heard of Kilmarnock, Miss TT? Yeah, it's from Kilmarnock. So I have family there, from there, and just extended cousins on my mom's side that's still there. But I spent time in Kilmarnock in the summer. You never heard of Kilmarnock? Oh, no, thank you. No? Where is that? Kilmarnock is right out of New Market, right out of New Market. And the only place I saw anything about Kilmarnock was on TikTok. I was like, oh my God, people actually go here. Oh yeah, it has a school. It has an infant school. It has a school. I remember it had a post office. It had the Moravian church. Then there was a Pentecostal church, which was my grandma's church. And then they would go up. They had a little center, a little area where the Salvation Army church used to be. Oh my God, so many churches in one little place. And it was called, all I know, that square, that center was called Maranga. I just don't know how to pronounce it. But yeah. And there are two stores there. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All the memories are coming back. Oh my gosh. And then you make the right and go up, and that's where my grandparents, and go up some more, 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 more. So yeah, so many different parts in Jamaica. Have you heard of Silo? Because one of the persons, we're doing an initiative. So five nurses, we got together, and we said, you know what? There's something that we would like to do, and we want to bring nurses into Jamaica. So if they need nurses, we will galvanize. And so we put out a call. Few people have already signed up. We put it all together, but now we're just waiting on the Ministry of Health, because like I said, you just don't walk into Jamaica and say you're going to do anything. All those people going in, it has to be documented, and there's certain things that they do need to have in place, and that's fully understood and respected. So once they're saying, hey, you guys can come in, then it's on. It's on. Working in situations, there are some nurses who, they work in areas where they've had storms or hurricanes and stuff like that. They work with the Red Cross. And there's one nurse I know, she said, hey, I sleep on a cot, I do whatever I need to do, and when they call me, I go. And then there will be those who maybe, who have never been on a mission, and then there are those of, like other people like myself. I choose which missions I'm going to go on in different Caribbean countries, and looking forward to Ghana maybe next, early next year. Depends on the needs. But people, you can just go ahead and donate your time. Also, I think what would be good is if you let people know about the local clinics in your areas, guys. I think that just needs to be out there, because people are not sure. Because even to go up into Black River, we would need, first of all, you need to know the logistics and transportation. Logistics and transportation also. And also, where would you stay? The accommodation. We know that it's not going to be fancy. If it's at the hospital, then they would have to let us know where you guys are going to stay. Are you going to stay in a nurse's quarters? Is it a tent? All of those logistics need to be worked out. And even those little homes that were Airbnbs, I'm sure many of them were destroyed, and then you have to look at the amenities and so forth. So when most nurses go on medical missions, we're not worrying about being fancy, as long as we can take care of ourselves, we're good to go. My family is from Aberdeen, Balaclava, Thornton, and Silo. Yes, yes, yes. So the Balaclava I've heard of. What is this one called? Thornton? I'm not sure. Family, I think I've heard of Aberdeen, but I've heard of Balaclava and Silo. So one of our nurses, she is on the ground in Silo. She has family members there. And what she was saying, oh my God, it's not like it's nothing like you expected. And so they have to drive into Kingston to get water, to get the toiletries and the sanitary napkins for the female, certain things that they needed. But what she was able to do was to get people to purchase via Amazon, and it was shipped. They put it, they put everything together and it was shipped down by DHL. And all of that stuff that they gave, it's gone. Everything is gone already. So what we're looking at, that we're going to be in this for the long run. We're going to be in this for the long run, and it's going to take years. Now, what Joyful Julie 2.0, what Joyful Julie mentioned about the land itself, it's complicated, right? Because they're saying if they don't own the land, they can't really put a cement structure on it. And there was something that I was watching, and it was someone from Jamaica. I can't remember his name, but they were talking about there's this law that they have that if you've lived on a piece of land long enough, and your neighbors are able to say, yeah, so and so lived on this land, and the others are able to say, yeah, so and so live on the land, then you can put in a petition to say, in order for you to own the land, probably a little bit more details is needed than how I explained it. But right there in Westmoreland, it just seemed, I don't know if it's squatters, I don't know if people didn't have their paperwork, and even though some of them paperwork probably, if they even did own, probably some of them paperwork washed away. Because how many of them gonna put things in the cloud? How many of them are going to put things in the cloud? So we have all of that we are worried about. It's a lot of mercy. My biggest thing is just make sure so the people them have a roof over their heads, right? They're not getting wet. Even if I did like a wooden house now, if I go do right now, we're gonna have to go back and do that. There goes my accent. I don't know if it'll come back. It just gone. It just pick up on Miss Julie, my accent. And Miss Blog. But guess what? My accent just come in. Me can't even get it back. Me can't even get it back. It said, listen, you don't want me to twang nothing. Would be closer, but Kingston is cheaper to shop. Okay, so most people shop there. You would have to be paying taxes to claim. Oh, yeah, so none of them, Lord Jesus. Let me tell you no. When them, oh, Jesus. Some of us who can look into the future, not say look into the future, but you know what I'm saying, that who understand these things, when you see 6, 8 months, whew, God, and a year from now, if that much, the whole thing is going to change. Because looking at Black River, all those buildings, they're going to need to take them down. They're going to need to take down those buildings. Oh gosh. And Black River is one of the places I can't even really remember as a child going there. I always heard about Black River, so I don't recall ever going to Black River. But seeing it before, the historic buildings like the church and the steeple where they had the church bell, and all of those things are gone. So I think a lot of things they may have to demolish them even more. So yeah, guys, that was a. Let me see here. Yeah, so we got a few minutes left, but yeah. So all of these things, the different towns, buildings are going to be needed to demolish. And another thing too, I was listening to. I think the prime minister was talking, and one of the things they were talking about the budgets that they had for certain things. Now they have all this debris. They're going to have to pay somebody to clear all of the debris, and where's it going? That's a whole nother thing. So there's a lot of cleanup. I'm hoping that they're going to be able to preserve certain parts of the buildings that were destroyed, even just to leave a little something there. And I'm sure they're going to do that. Parts of the buildings, they may be able to preserve it, and then put maybe a plaque, maybe put a plaque to preserve it. I think they're going to have to preserve parts of the buildings because they can't just let it go like that. All that rich history. They're going to find different ways how to build things. Because, like one of the places, and they were talking about the new city and all of that, and I want to get tonight because I don't know. Somebody said the man was talking about something, a KFC. Hey, oh my gosh, Miss Julie, welcome to the KFC. The KFC mashup down there too? Oh my God. Because in Black River, I saw it was a patty shop, everything gone. Oh gosh, don't let me make my mind go back to that. But God is able. Lives were spared, and people did what they needed to do to eat some food, to just to make sure their family was able to eat some food. So they did what they needed to do. Colaz Smith TV, before I close out, yeah, man, I want to big up you and the crew. Seeing you guys on that truck just doing the work. And I think what was so beautiful too, we got a chance to hear little snippets from some of the people in the area. And many of them were just grateful and they were thankful. One or two a little bit frustrated because things are taking too long, but it was nice. I think that was one of the nice parts of it, was just to hear the people speak. So every now and then, randomly, someone would want to say something. They're grateful, they're thankful, and they're glad that somebody came in to see them. I think when Colaz went to that part of Darlington, he, instead of being in the circle in the main, he went up into the community. He went up even more so. And I'm like, wow, that was pretty special. The people, they felt it. You see, people want to know that they're seen, they're heard, and they do matter. And for Colaz Smith and his team to go all the way up, even more from out of the where everybody else would stop, it just shows a lot. And that's what we're supposed to do, guys. We are supposed to be our brother's keeper. We are really supposed to look out for each other. We are really supposed to share. If I have a little bit more, I can share with you. There's the law of reciprocity, okay? And so when it says, I pray for you, you pray for me, I bless you. And sometimes, too, the blessings that are coming your way may not come from the person that you blessed, that you did something for. So instead, sometimes folks are just sitting and waiting and say, well, I did this for them. They should do this for me. Then you're missing the whole point. You're missing the whole point, because your blessing will come, not just you, but also your generation, right? Also your generation. There's a legacy blessing. There's a blessing that when your hands are blessed, your feet are blessed, every place and space that you walk, your children, your bloodline, that's blessings. And so that's what we should strive for. Just, Lord, as long as I can be a blessing to someone, because guess what? It will come back to you. So, yes, I was very proud of how Colas did that. I see them going into other areas. So, people are going to react a little bit different. But I'm thankful and grateful. So yeah, I got to big him up. All the smaller YouTubers who have been going out, they have been supportive. They've been giving back off themselves to to those in need. I am just thankful and grateful. And as they would say in Jamaica, I pray that their store basket never gets empty. Miss Miss Julie said KFC is safe. Lord Jesus. KFC is safe. So is the KFC, is it better than the one in Montego Bay or the one in Kingston? And all those videos, I did little snippets. I was surprised that I didn't do much. I didn't capture much footage in Jamaica. I still don't have the space for it. And Miss Julie, I have our little interview thing that we did. I may also have some in the GoPro. I have one, I think it's only a minute and something long, Miss Julie. And I said, you know what? I was going to post it on video or shorts, but I think said, you know what? I was just going to post it as a video, and then tag you in it because I think the video, I don't, I probably only have up one short right now. So I'm wondering if it's too short, but people will watch it. You know, people are doing videos under 8 minutes. I want to do the short videos that once they click on it, it will take them to something else. So yeah, I think I'll do that. With the aftermath of the hurricane, I know they had to go through phases. And first of all, it was just getting food and shelter. And so I'm seeing where the roads are being cleared. There's some places that I don't know how they're going to fix them. It seems as some places were riverbeds because a lot of water just found its way to wherever it needs to go to find its way to the sea. That's a concern. Like we said, with the water and the roads, when are those going to come back? In one of the parishes, I'm not sure. It starts with is it Mandeville or Manchester? It might have been Manchester, where the water is rising, where the water has risen all the way above some of the roofs, or some of them, the few thing you can see is the roof. So the infrastructure, there's just so much work to be done. And we're seeing the water that's rising. They're saying it was like a foot a day. You guys may know where that is, where the water is rising in Mandeville. All right, so I got about a minute. But guys, thank you so much for showing up. Thank you for hanging with me. We chat about a lot of things. But we said Jamaica, what is Fui? But we all right. We look about with Talawa, right? And we know say God will continue to guide and protect us and protect the island of Jamaica and everyone there. And blessings to the families and the rebuilding of the homes, and we pray that people stay safe and that the clinics will be up and running pretty soon. So there are those of us who are willing to come in and support. It's totally, where we are ready. And so, as we say, God bless Jamaica. God bless each and every person who has extended their hands to help someone. Know that you are blessed, and as them say, may your store basket never be never be empty. All right, it's blinking again, guys. It may just be going, but thanks so much, and I really, really appreciate you all for supporting. Come back, give a thumbs up, a like, share it if you want to, and we have some more exciting things coming up, but we just had to talk about this. It is well. I tell people all we have to say that it is well. It is well. All right. Orange to CEO on all major platforms. If you're over there in TikTok, stop by and say hello. I'm trying to figure out TikTok. I haven't gone live over there yet because it's asking me for a lot of personal information. So I have to ask someone who has gone live. Do they ask you for your personal ID and all sorts of stuff? Because it was asking me for a lot of information. I'm like, nah. I'll stay over here. I love YouTube. Let me get back the algorithm up. YouTube, we love YouTube. We're thankful and grateful for all the YouTubers, all the nurses who come and the nurses who are supporting and you're watching, and my everyday folk. I absolutely appreciate you. To all of my other friends, I am underscore Rupert. Big up yourself. I know he has interviewed Colaz Smith TV a few times, and so that's good for you. And I know that Miss Julie, you went to Colaz Smith TV. What was it? A little. get together networking event. So people are out here, we're a community, we're supporting each other, and just continue to pray one for another, guys. We don't own any of this stuff. They said, this world is not my own. I'm just passing through. So whichever way you want to look at it, stop stressing with yourself. It is well, it is well. No false expectation. You just have to tell yourself that it is well. And the moment you say that enough, things will work its way out. You got to take care of you. And I pray for all those people right now who need a roof over their heads, and those who may have some medical issues, that they will be able to get the support that's needed. And as soon as we get the go-to, then you will see more people coming in to support those on the medical aspect of things, for those in need. Yeah, guys, it's been good. It's been great. Until next time, take care now. Bye bye.